I just had a wonderful lunch with a friend of mine, and I just wanted to come home and do this little video about it because I think it is such an important subject that we share today. And it was just so alive and vibrant and deep and meaningful that I suggested to him that we have a little Zoom conversation soon that I will post on YouTube here. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but I think it's something to look forward to because we both really felt very nourished and inspired by it. And the subject is basically, why is it that we are still hiding behind some kind of a facade instead of fully owning our own divinity, the fact that we are actually expressions of the divine, pure, magnificent, expansive, amazing, fulfilled, whole, all the things that we are longing for. We already are that at the core, but we keep looking away and pretending that we are something else. For instance, that we keep trying to get rid of certain parts of ourselves that we have identified with. So the conversation today basically started with, how are you doing? What's going on? And I shared that I'm doing these YouTube videos daily now, which is something that I'm still surprised by, that I'm doing one every day almost, and I'm so enjoying it. But as I have shared with you on some of these YouTube videos, is that there is this deep core in me that is actually terrified. I don't know if I've expressed it that way, but to really own that I am that and how I have been pretending that I'm not that. I have been ignoring it. I shared on one of the videos that specifically this one teacher, he shared with me what he just saw, that light in me, that presence in me. And I was doing this. What? What? What are you talking about? No, no. And then I would forget about it right after. I think I did a video on that, and it was insane. It is insane. So I shared that with my friend, and we talked about it, and he shared some of his similar ways of hiding behind something. Many of us also hide behind spiritual teachers, quote them. Um, or some people are channeling, right? It's not me, it's a channel speaking through me. We do it in many, many different ways. We also certainly do it by pretending that we are not good enough, not worthy, all the stuff that we all are dealing with in our own way and that we have been identifying with as if it was true. And then, of course, based on that, we've been trying to get rid of that part of ourselves. And here we go, rolling on away from where we really want to go, right? Further and further away. And I think there is a waking up in that area that's going on in the world because right now, almost anybody I talk to, at least at it when there is a depth to the conversation, there is that similarity in there that we are seeing how we have been doing that in our own unique way and how we need to stop doing that and how we are also getting out of that pattern also in our own unique way. What I really liked about the conversation today, because it's so what I've been talking about here for a while, is how important self love is in this process. I'm not going to share too much about what my friend shared with me. I will allow him to share that himself on the Zoom call that we're going to do soon. I don't know when yet, but I want it to be soon. And it might be an hour long because we really want to dive into this and share about it each from our own experience and how we are getting out of it, moving through it, and becoming who we are more consciously, more openly. Again, it's not like you need to get your megaphone out there and declare it, but it's just stopping pretending you're not there. And that's what we've been doing. We've been it all along, and then we've put this cloak on or hiding behind this veil, pretending that, I'm not good enough and, I don't really want to be seen. And for me, it's been very much kind of really making myself smaller and just not really somebody who has something to shine. And I've been seeing as I started doing these videos, of course it shows up, right? Because what I want to talk about and what I am talking about is to really own this and let it speak through and as me, not pretending that I am talking about God. It's really allowing the flow of God, of the divine, to speak through and as me in a conscious way where I really am not trying to censor it or change it or hold back. But the tendency to do that is still there. And by me doing these YouTubes, it's kind of pushing me through that. I'm exposing here to you how I'm moving through that layer of self-denial. And this is a self spelled with a capital S. I have lived in self-divine denial my whole life. And so have you. And you and you and you, we've all done it because we have lived under this veil that we have been seeing through. We've been looking through, hearing through, smelling through, tasting through, sensing with our touching with our physical senses through. It's all been lived through this veil. And as if we are this identity that we have been fighting and not liking. And what I find so fascinating is that it kind of feels like that veil is being ripped open right now. And we can see what the veil is. And it's all these lies. It's all these ways that we have been hiding from our true essence. And just being it and shining it and sharing it, not from the ego separate sense, but from that energy itself. Just take a moment and just see if you can actually just take a little peek behind that identity that you think you are. And notice that there is a part of you that is aware that you are doing that. Thinking you're not good enough and then trying to get rid of that part of yourself. If you step back, and I did a video of that, I think yesterday or just very recently, when you are able to step back from that and just lean back a little bit and notice that there is something in you that is observing that behavior. So instead of focusing on that behavior and how you relate to it, when you don't touch it, when you stop resisting it or reacting to it, you see, you liberate this energy that you now can turn back to that part of you that is aware of this, that is observing it. So now you can drop that and leave that energy, focus that energy on what is it that is observing this. So you're inside, you're looking out. Just let that go. Just let it go for now. You can pick it up later, but for now, drop it. And just be curious. What is that? What is that? That's where our curiosity really should go, instead of out on what we don't like about ourselves, about the world, what we want to get rid of. It's endless. It is endless. And you will never find a solution. You might find some betterment, some improvement, but it's just going to keep going, because that's the dualistic world. That's the good and bad, up and down, right and wrong, forever, because the veil, that expression that we see through, or that veil we see through, that is duality. So when you look through that, you will always find good and bad, and right and wrong, and good and evil. That's what it's made of. And then you keep improving it, and you just keep energy to the veil. But now we're being asked to just leave that. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. That's hard sometimes, right? When you feel emotionally attached to it. It's very hard. So just, even if for a second, can you just not touch it? And then instead, touch what is aware of that. And the more we do that, the more we can start realizing that that is really who we are. This is who I am. And why would I want to deny that? Why do I want to hide that? Why do I want other people to believe that I'm that other thing? I think it's because everybody else thinks that they're that other thing. And if I suddenly show up as light, as love, as expansion, joy, whatever it is, then these other characters out there who are still identified with being this separate sense of self that is struggling, that is not good enough, they don't like that. Like, who do you think you are? Why do you think you can, rise above this? Why do you think you're God or something? And it's so funny, because the fear that I have been feeling as I've been sharing more of that those are the words, like, what are people going to say about me? Who I think I am, and who do I really think I am? Well, when I think about who I am, I think I am Pernilla, who's not good enough. But that's not who I am. So in a way, it's the wrong question. It's not like, who do you think you are? It's like, who are you really? Who are you really? And then I go, who am I? And then I feel this presence that is observing it all. And I feel that presence that calls itself I all day long. And then I get curious about, yeah, who am I? What am I? And this is my invitation to me 24/7. And if you want to join me in that, it's an invitation for you to start really being curious about, what am I? What is this I? And we know that this is the inquiry that I think it started with Ramana Maharshi, where he had his awakening, and he started realizing, who he was as I. So it's been around for a long time. And I've been in that environment, in the non-dual satsang communities. And this is the question that's always up there. But it's very few people that I know who really own that, not as a concept or as a above or something, but that's just the naturalness and the, I don't know, the sweetness of that this is actually so. And you know, when you feel that, your heart just goes, ah, there's this sweetness in it, and there's a relief in it. And then it is a practice. Then it becomes a practice to go there often, often, often. So I think I got a little sidetracked here because when I start talking about this, I get a little excited. It's like, oh, I wanna talk about this, and I'm being less and less scared of talking about it and being it. But anyway, so what my friend and I want to talk about is exactly how we leave this and why it is so hard and why self-love is a very, very important part of it, to start feeling that deeper resting inside. That's that self-love of who you are, so you do not need something from the outside. You can certainly enjoy everything on the outside, but you're not feeling empty or devoid if you're not having that. I think it's going to be a wonderful conversation. And, you know, when there's two people involved, there's just all these flavors that can be experienced and shared and exposed and be inquired into. So I will let you know if you want to sign up, or what's it? Yeah, if you know, like here and a comment, and please become, what's it called? Sign up for my YouTube channel, I think it's called. Then you will be informed when that happens. So yeah, I hope you will join me on that one when it's being recorded and posted here. And hopefully this will bring, I kind of want to bring this conversation more out there. So it's something that we can talk about and not hide behind. So we can normalize being that. Imagine if it was absolutely normal that we owned our light, our divinity, our expression, and we don't have to go like, ooh, 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 you know, or use some teacher. We quote a teacher instead of just speaking from our own experience, which will be different than the teachers. It has, of course, the same essence, but it comes through you and me and everybody in its own unique way. And that's what I want to invite out in all of us. That's the world I want to live in. And I certainly hope you will join me in that. Till we meet again, thank you so much.